What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kenny from the Knuckleheads Network and Conversations with Kenny. We are back. It is WrestleMania week, and we're doing predictions this week. I wanted to just do a quick little video here just to go over a little bit of the card of what we're going to get for night one and night two of WrestleMania, what we might get for the night after WrestleMania, which is Monday Night Raw. Who are we going to see? Are we going to get any more surprises, any more returns? But let's get into the first card, the first match that we know is going to open up WrestleMania Night 1, and that is Austin Theory versus John Cena for the United States Championship. Obviously, a lot of people are speculating that John Cena is going to win this match and become the United States champion. For me, I would love to see John Cena go up and win another United States title and see what he can do with it. But we know how John Cena's work schedule is right now. He's doing a ton of movies right now. He's about to go back to start recording Peacemaker again for HBO Max. So to have him become United States champion or try to work out a schedule with WWE seems a little bit hard. I mean, I don't know about you, but I know it'll probably be a little bit too much for John Cena's plate, and I know how much of a commitment he likes to give WWE. Now, Austin Theory has been on a rise since the last couple of months now. Even when he wasn't United States champion, and he was holding on to the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, do I see this working out for Austin Theory's favor? Yes, because he always prided himself of being like a John Cena type. Even back in the Indies, if you go back, you look at a lot of his interviews, he always referenced John Cena. So to have this match at WrestleMania is like a dream come true for him, right? It's like Brett taking on Shawn for the title at WrestleMania. It's like the boyhood dream come true type of thing, right? But what's next for Austin Theory if he beats John Cena? Who is next up for Austin Theory to take on? I mean, it could be anyone. Me personally, kind of hoping that it's Montez Ford. I think the match that the little interactions that they had together at Elimination Chamber really worked for Montez Ford. It showed why he is a bona fide star, and it showed that it can give you a good feud between him and say an Austin Theory type of person. So I'm kind of hoping that if Austin Theory does retain his title at WrestleMania, that we get to see someone like Montez Ford step up and be that next opponent for Austin Theory, be that next feud. And I know that Montez Ford is a part of the Street Profits right now, and he has his own match at WrestleMania, which we'll get into. But come on now, we really need to see that going on there. So my heart is telling me Austin Theory, but my mind is telling me that it's going to be John Cena. So kind of 50-50 on this one. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know who do you have for this one. And we're going to move on to another match that I'm kind of looking forward to here, and that is Dominic versus Rey Mysterio. Now, we've been seeing this for quite some time now, where we've seen this father-son interaction. Ray has been trying to avoid hitting Dominic. Dominic's been running around with Judgment Day. He changed his look. We get the prison Dom, with the teardrop in his eye. He's been trying to provoke his dad over and over again, even using like Eddie Guerrero references, right? So like now it's coming full circle now. This is something that has been in the works for a while. I was so glad that they kind of just separated Dominic and Rey Mysterio, so it kind of like dragged on this storyline, right? Because if you would have kept them both on the same brand, it would have gotten stale really quickly. We probably wouldn't even have this match at WrestleMania, and then you just added all the other people and all the other elements to the storyline, like when they put Dominic with Judgment Day and they paired him up with Rhea Ripley. That was like a really good opportunity for Rhea Ripley to shine a little bit more and play that supporting role in this story between a father and son, right? And Rey Mysterio has always said that He wanted to do a lot of things in the wrestling career before he retired, and one of those things was one, wrestle with his son and become a tag team champ, and and wrestle and retire in WWE. It looks like we're getting that um bold prediction this year, where Rey Mysterio is being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, and then he's going to have a match against his son at WrestleMania. My prediction is, and I'm kind of hoping Dominic wins, and this could just start transitioning Rey Mysterio out. Um, there's nothing left for Rey Mysterio to do in WWE. He's done it all. He's been, heavyweight champ. He's been a tag champ. He's been a cruiserweight. He's been an IC champion. What is there left for Rey Mysterio to do? But then just wrestle his son, retire, do the Hall of Fame speech, and that's it. Just be done with it. I mean, he's had a really amazing career, so I'm kind of wondering what's going on what's going to happen there. A match that we're going to go on to another match here that I'm just like, why are we having this? And that's Brock Lesnar versus Omos. WWE has been trying to push Omos for quite some time now. He's actually been developing very well since teaming up with MVP. You can see the change in Omos, and I'm just kind of wondering, what is Brock Lesnar going to do with this big man? How strong are you going to make him look? And who's actually going to walk away with the victory? We make this joke all the time that this is a classic Vince McMahon match where you have two big guys in the ring wrestling each other. Big E reference here when I say two big meaty men bumping meat, because that's exactly what you're getting here when you have Brock Lesnar versus Omos. I don't see this being a really quick match. I see this something of more of like maybe like 5 minutes tops, maybe 10 at most, and then it's going to be over. I'm kind of hoping that they give Omos the victory, because they continue to build him up, and you don't want to continue building up a superstar and then all of a sudden you just keep knocking him down, month by month, year by year, because then at this point, it's not going to be believable that Omos is this scary, tall Nigerian giant that you guys are like portraying on Monday Night Raw every single night. So I'm kind of hoping that Omos gets the victory on this one. Let's move on to another match that I'm actually looking forward to here, and that's a triple threat match for the IC Championship, where you have Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. Gunther has been on a roll being IC champion, but I think that this is going to be the weekend where we get a new IC champion. I feel that Sheamus is due at this point. There's been so much that Sheamus has done throughout his career. We all know that it's like that time of his bump card is starting to get low, and he just needs that one more run before he just calls it quits and retires from wrestling. And being IC champion is like the last thing on his bucket list that he needs in order to get that Grand Slam championship title that he's been looking for. It could be easy enough to say that you can still make Gunther look strong if you have, say, Sheamus pin Drew McIntyre, right? That's just like the same thing before when we got into the whole, what if Sami Zayn was put into the championship match between Cody and Roman Reigns, right? So you think about it here where you're just like, okay, what is left for Gunther if he loses the IC title? Now you have somebody like, say, Cody Rhodes, who's coming in, and he could possibly be champion. You have Roman Reigns, who can still possibly still be the undisputed champion going after WrestleMania. And now you have somebody like Gunther, who is racing, going for that title, right? Perfect opportunity for Gunther to continue looking strong. He looked great with Cody at the Royal Rumble. He looked great with Brock Lesnar when he was at the last Royal Rumble last year. So I could only see a rise in Gunther's stock if you continue to push him the way you guys have been pushing him now. A lot of fans are happy with it. I know I'm happy with it. I wouldn't be mad if Sheamus wins the IC championship this weekend, and then we can just continue seeing a push for Gunther's shoe. We can even see him become United States champion if John Cena wins on Saturday. Right, so that's my prediction for that one. Let's move on to a match that I'm not really looking forward to this one, and that is Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Recently, we seen an interview with Becky Lynch where she was talking about how she wasn't too happy with a lot of, say, like influencers, YouTubers, coming into the business and being put in these high profile matches where a lot of the guys and girls who have been working, 52 weeks out of the year, uh, are not even on the card, which is true. I truly agree with her when she says that where like these people who are coming into the business really hasn't been putting in a lot of the work to get these main event spots. And I'm not saying that Seth Rollins and Logan Paul will be a main event for night one or night two, but you got to think about it. Like Logan Paul is taking a spot that someone like Chad Gable could wrestle Seth Rollins. Mustafa Ali could wrestle Seth Rollins. Bobby Lashley could wrestle Seth Rollins. And these are people who are every single week coming in, busting their ass, and they have to play the back burner to someone like Logan Paul, who just comes in maybe twice out the year, three times out the year, is not on the road, but they have such a media influence that WWE wants to use that to capitalize on bringing in more of the casual fans there. And for Seth Rollins to lose this match, I'm really hoping that if Seth Rollins loses this match on Saturday, then I'm hoping that they do something big with Seth down the line where he starts to get wins, because how many times are you going to have this guy lose? How many times are you going to have Seth be that guy that's going to pick up the ball and run with WWE just to help out another new guy? We've seen it last year, last WrestleMania, when he fought Cody Rhodes, that he went to Hell in a Cell, and he had the Raw matches. He was going back and forth with Cody, and then Cody got hurt. You got to do something with Seth Rollins at this point besides putting him in these bullshit matches where it's not benefiting Seth Rollins. It's only benefiting the person that Seth Rollins is going up against. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of hoping that this time around, it benefits Seth Rollins in a really good way. We're going to move on to another match where we have the women going in a fatal four-way for the tag team titles. They're going to all go up against this, and to become the number one contender, you have Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Natty, Shotzi. You have Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and then you have Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. They are all fighting for a chance to become the number one contenders for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship or titles, which is currently held by Lita and Becky Lynch. I'm really hoping that this goes into night one, and then maybe we'll have a match on night two, just because there could be so many things that could play out from having these women um, do two nights, right? So now you have the number one contendership for the women's tag team titles. They win, which is most likely is going to be Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. That's kind of where everyone is going now and saying that they're going to be the next people who are going to hold these titles. This is something that Ronda Rousey has been pushing for a good while. This is a project that she wanted to work on even when she was the SmackDown Women's Champion, and because she really didn't want the title, but she wanted to do something for the women's tag team titles, especially that she was going to be able to work with Shayna Baszler, who is a really close friend of hers, and they can develop something with these titles, right? So I'm kind of hoping night one, we get the women's fatal four-way, we get Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, who are most likely going to end up winning. We'll get Damage Control versus Lita, Trish, and Becky out of the way night one, and then we transition them into night two, where we can possibly see that swerve from Trish Stratus to Becky Lynch or Lita. And because the rumors are that Trish Stratus is supposed to be turning heel to work an angle with Becky Lynch going into SummerSlam and possibly Backlash, and then a couple of other segments for Monday Night Raw. If the rumors are true, then I would love to just see that where, like I said, which I'll highlight this match here, where we get the three women in the ring night one. Damage Control gets that victory. They go into night two, where now they're going to go out and face Ronda and Shayna Baszler, and Lita and Trish is still having the back of their minds where Becky fucked up and they could have gotten the victory on night one. Now they have to defend their titles at night two, and Trish doesn't want to play the back burner to Becky or Lita, and that's where the heel turn comes, where we get Trish Stratus going in and being that heel and having this storyline with Becky Lynch in the next couple of weeks leading into either Backlash or SummerSlam, which is most likely, if the rumors, like I said, are true, then we're going to end up getting these women or at SummerSlam, which I'm kind of want to see how they could stretch this out for the next couple of months, because SummerSlam is not going to be until August. So I'm kind of wondering how they're going to pick up the slack for that one. Let's go into another match. A lot of these matches that I'm going through now, we're going to start going into the matches that a lot of people want to see, which we got Finn Balor versus Edge in Hell in a Cell. Edge has been saying this for a good while now, that he doesn't want regular Finn Balor. He wants him to bring everything that he's got. And Finn already kind of hinted that we're going to get Demon Finn. They already made the graphics for it. I think this is going to be really good. There's even rumors going around that Edge may bring out the Brood Edge, which brings out Gangrel. Tony Khan has already said that if Christian wanted to make an appearance at WrestleMania, he is cleared to do so, so we can get all three members of the Brood together this weekend. It could be a possibility that we can see the Brood form back together just for that one night for WrestleMania, for Edge's Hell in a Cell match. This has been going on for quite some time now, even when Edge was a part of Judgment Day and he was the leader, and then they end up kicking out Edge and putting in Finn Balor. I want to see what happens to Judgment Day after WrestleMania, just for the simple fact of all the different storylines that are going on for the different members of Judgment Day, except for Damian Priest, which we'll get into, because Damian Priest has nothing going on this weekend except for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, it kills me to see that Damian Priest is not going to have a WrestleMania match, especially that he's been so heavy in a storyline with a faction that has been doing stuff week after week after week. And every single member of Judgment Day has something going on at WrestleMania except for Damian Priest. Maybe things might change. You never know. But yeah, let's see what happens with that one. I can't wait to see Demon Finn get into Hell in a Cell. I'm really hoping that this will continue on to rise the stock of Finn Balor, just because ever since they had Demon Finn come in for the main roster spot, it hasn't been going too well with him. It was going really well at NXT Black and Gold, but as soon as he came to the main roster, it's like they didn't know what to do with him. It fell flat, and a lot of people had noticed it, and every time they put that Finn Balor Demon Finn in a situation on the main roster, it just goes to shit. We seen it last year when he took on Roman Reigns, and we had that shit show of an ending for their match. last year. So I'm kind of hoping they can redo this and have a good outing. Does Edge need to win for this one? I don't think so. I think more of the lines of Finn needs this one to continue to be that strong leader of Judgment Day. Because now, if you beat Finn, what does Edge gain from having this except for getting payback for all the stuff that Judgment Day has been doing to Edge? Edge doesn't have much left time with WWE. He needs to continue on doing stuff until he decides that he's just going to hang it up officially. So let's see what happens. So looking forward to Hell in a Cell. I'm glad that they brought Hell in a Cell to WrestleMania. Kind of hoping that they bring Money in the Bank matches to WrestleMania the following year. For WrestleMania 40, we missed that. I've been saying it for a while now that I don't think that Money in the Bank needs to have their own pay per view. Let's just throw that into WrestleMania and call it a day. I think a lot of people can benefit from that. Take away the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, put in a Money in the Bank match. It works out the same exact way. But let's get into the main event for night one, which was already rumored and confirmed to a lot of us, where it's Charlotte Flair taking on Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, Rhea Ripley, since joining Judgment Day and changing her look and becoming more of a heel, has been killing it month by month, week by week, segment by segment. No matter who you put her in the ring with, she comes out to be the dominant star. Charlotte Flair, same thing since she's come back to WWE, bona fide star. Now, this is a rematch from um, the pandemic WrestleMania, which we kind of a lot of people said it didn't count. When Charlotte took on Rhea Ripley and she won the NXT Women's Championship from Ripley. We get this now. We get this match once again. Now this time we get in front of a crowd at SoFi Stadium. The place is going to go crazy for both women. I do see Rhea Ripley becoming champion and moving on to SmackDown. What does that do for Judgment Day? Now, if you lose one member, does Dominic go on to SmackDown, or does he stay with Dominic? Does he stay with Damian and Finn on Raw? Those are things that we're going to end up finding out um, in the next couple of days after WrestleMania is over. I think this is going to be a classic 5-star match for these women. I'm glad that they're actually closing out the show for night one, because a lot of people were wondering before whether or not the women were going to main event once again, whether it was going to be Bianca Belair and Asuka, or was it going to be Charlotte and Rhea going in and closing out one of these nights. So obviously we're seeing that Flair and Ripley are going to close out night one. But speaking of Bianca Belair, she has her own title match defending her Raw Women's Championship against Asuka. Um, I want to see Bianca Belair retain this title. I don't want to see her lose. As much as I like Asuka and I'm a big fan of Asuka, I'd rather see Asuka continue chasing the title and continue showing us this different side of her that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know her character from Japan, and I so hate that WWE has not gone into full force showing who Asuka is and what Asuka brings to the table and why she changed her face paint and why she's coming out with the blue mist. I know they did a quick package last Monday for the Go Home show, but they could have continued doing this throughout the weeks leading into WrestleMania and not just have it for your go home show. So I'm kind of hoping that Bianca Belair retains at WrestleMania and maybe even have a rematch for Backlash, because you want to start filling up this Backlash card that's going to be right around the corner for WWE once WrestleMania is over, right? So let's see what happens. I'm really hoping that Bianca Belair retains that title. Moving on to another match that we have here, and that is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens against the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Now, we know the story of the bloodline. We know the story between KO and Sami Zayn and Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. And we are finally getting this clash between these four men. And let me tell you something, when you put the Usos in a match with anyone, and I mean anyone, it comes out to be a banger every single time. And I know they're not going to disappoint us. I know Kevin Owens gives 100%. Sami Zayn, same thing too. Now you put these two guys together who are pretty much like brothers going up against another tag team that are actual brothers. This match is going to steal the show no matter what night you put them on. You can put them on night one, they're going to steal the show, or you can put them on night two and they steal the show. I'm kind of hoping they put them on night two just because I want them to co-main event a WrestleMania with Roman Reigns. It's only fitting to have all these matches kind of connect with each other just because of the storyline between the bloodline. Now, another member who has nothing on the card for WrestleMania, and that is Solo Sequoia. We already know Solo most likely is going to accompany Roman Reigns to the ring when he has his match against Cody Rhodes. But I would have loved to see Solo in a match at WrestleMania just so he could show his skills. He's the silent assassin of the group. So either way, he's going to get himself involved in some type of capacity at WrestleMania. And I'm kind of wondering where that's going to leave for Solo once, say, the Usos lose their tag team titles or Roman Reigns loses his undisputed championships. Speaking of Roman Reigns, let's go to the last match of the card, and that is Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns is defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship. This storyline has been taking its ups and downs. We've been hearing a lot of Dusty references. We've been hearing a lot of the acknowledgement references and the head of the tables and his Cuban, the Cuban moms. And it's going to all come to an end night two of WrestleMania, because we all know that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are going to close out the show for night two. So many speculations are going around for this match, whether Roman Reigns is going to retain the championship and get a brand new title come Monday on Monday Night Raw, and then he's also going to take some time off just because he's been working so hard in WWE the last 2 to 3 years, where now he's kind of saying to himself, I need to get some rest. I've been doing a lot. Let's focus on other people in the company and then bring me in on like a Brock Lesnar type deal where like he does certain shows, right? And Roman Reigns deserves it. He's been killing it week by week, month by month since he's been the undisputed champion. Look at the card, look at the lineage that he's had so far in WWE. And then you have Cody Rhodes, who is the son of a plumber, who is the brother of Goldust, who helped start AEW and done so much things in NWA, New Japan, Impact Wrestling, and all the other indie promotions that he worked before he got to the back to WWE. People are saying that with this new title will bring a new champion. Could we possibly see Cody Rhodes become champion at WrestleMania and dethrone Roman Reigns? Or do we get Roman Reigns solidifying himself as being the best world champion that WWE has ever had and hit the 1,000 mark of his reign as champion? My bold prediction is we continue to have Roman Reigns as the head of the table, as our tribal chief, as the one of ones, and become and still be your undisputed champion. And we could possibly see a rematch again at Backlash. Backlash is going to always be on the back of people's minds because that is the next pay-per-view that we need to focus on once WrestleMania is over. I can see Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania and then winning at Backlash. I don't see Cody winning at WrestleMania and then Roman getting it again at Backlash. I think WWE wants to have Roman hit that 1,000-day mark. He's almost there. I think they wanted him to hit that 1,000 mark and then lose the titles and then let him go off to rest himself and come back even stronger and regain his titles at a later date. Once WrestleMania is over, what's next? There's been so many rumors of people who are going to make their comebacks. We know Matt Riddle has been rumored to be one of these people who are going to come back. So is Randy Orton as another person who's they're rumored to have a return back. We can see some new faces in Jay White possibly coming to WWE and making his debut on the night after WrestleMania. We could see some call ups as well, where Braun Breaker could be a possibility of someone who is going to get called up to the main roster this upcoming weekend. We can see Carmelo Hayes come up on Monday Night Raw. We can see Indy Hartwell come up as well for NXT. The possibilities and this, I can't wait to see what happens in the next couple of days. I wish I was at WrestleMania, but obviously I had some things that came up that it stopped me from going. But definitely keep it locked here. We're going to continue on every single day until WrestleMania is over, talking about WrestleMania. We're going to talk about Stand and Delivered on Saturday after it's done. We'll get on here. We'll go live and talk about it. So if you guys are listening to this tape version right now, by all means, jump on Saturday. We'll discuss Stand and Deliver, and then we'll go into night one of WrestleMania. If you see the boys over of the Run In podcast, tell them I said what's up. They're at WrestleMania this weekend. They're going to be enjoying themselves, and there's going to be a ton of coverage that they're going to cover, from Mattel to the Superstore to WrestleMania. Obviously, the people over at the Black Wrestling Podcast, they're going to be covering Wale Mania, the Superstore, and everything else. And obviously, you go to like all other outlets, but stay here if you're listening to this right now and continue to support the show. Continue to support me, because every time you guys support me, I support you. We support each other, and that's why I do this thing. Guys, enjoy WrestleMania. Let's talk about this on Monday on with myself, Toe, and Show. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say, and I'm out of here right now. Thanks for stopping in. Peace.